What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where in this one we're going to talk a little bit about our quarterback situation. Obviously, some comments coming out about Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones, the competition between the two, stuff coming from the NFL annual meetings down there in Palm Beach. So, of course, if you enjoy the content, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you get notified anytime we drop any content on this channel. But as we get into this one, again, this is about Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones and some of the things that were said. And obviously, one of the things that's continued to be reiterated here is that competition makes everybody better. That's what they're going with. That's the idea. That's the idea with everything, right? And I think the reason that they're going to be so hard pressed on that is because of the development of Alec Pierce and bringing AD Mitchell in and sitting there and watching Alec Pierce turn into a different player, right? I'm sure in the building, everybody saw the shift in Alex. So we'll see. Is there going to be that shift in Anthony? We know he's working with people in Florida right now. And Steichen also said that he has had daily communication with Anthony Richardson and that he thinks Anthony's putting in the work that he needs to be able to come out and win this competition. And obviously, he's not going to say, that he thinks Anthony will win the competition, but just, read between the lines verbatim, that's what he's saying, is that ultimately Anthony's putting in the work. The coaches that he's working with, of course, as we've talked about before, and I'm sure you guys know, working with the same people that helped Josh Allen refine his throwing mechanics and become a better quarterback, seemingly becoming more accurate, learning how to put more touch on the ball. Right, those are things that Anthony needs to work on, and I think what Steichen said was true. It's almost an overused phrase nowadays, but you can't go broke taking a profit. So at the end of the day, I think Anthony working with the coaches he's working with, I think it's going to be really good for his development. Now, of course, we have Daniel Jones, who's been in the league a little longer. He has a lot more starting experience, both college and in the NFL. So for Daniel Jones to come in, it's going to be, where can he develop? We saw in 2022, of course, he had a good season. Went on he went on to win a playoff game in Minnesota, right? Won a playoff game on the road, if I'm not mistaken. Nonetheless, came out and has had a year that was good enough to where the Giants felt he could get a $40 million per year contract. So, and they were linked into that. And then over the last couple of years, it hasn't gone well. Not completely Daniel Jones' fault. Daniel Jones, by all means, hasn't been perfect, but that roster continues to get worse over there for New York. So, and obviously, the people that leave New York continue to have more success and continue to get better after they leave the Giants. I think that speaks volumes for what's going on over there. So, this is going to be very interesting with how this is going to work out because Shane Steichen said that Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones are going to split reps at the beginning of OTAs, and the most consistent quarterback is going to be the one that wins the job. And that's why I'm really hoping I'm able to get my vacation at a time this summer to where I can go up to Indiana for training camp and be able to see it firsthand for myself. Be able to see which one of these quarterbacks is the most consistent, which one of these quarterbacks is doing what they need to do to win this competition. I hope to be able to see that for myself instead of having to read the tea leaves from what I see online. But nonetheless, the most consistent quarterback will win. And I really hope it ends up being Anthony. But really, dude, I don't care who wins the competition as long as one of these guys comes out and starts winning us football games. I think that's easily the most important thing. Whoever can help win football games. I think on defensive side, up to this point, we've done what we need to do, right? We upgraded the secondary. Pass rush, not looking a whole lot different than it has in the past, but the best players should play. And lose defense, the best players should play more often. So you should see Latu on the field more often. We'll see what happens on the other side. And a good chance we draft a linebacker. That's really, at this point, our weak point. EJ Speed, Grant Stewart, both leaving the building. So we need to fill holes at that position. That's why in the mock draft yesterday, if you hadn't watched it, just know when you go back and want to watch that, we do pick a linebacker in the first round in my mock draft. And I think that's at this point more probable. I don't know if Tyler Warren's going to fall to 14. Who knows if we're going to trade up for Tyler Warren? So I think there's just overall a really good chance of drafting a linebacker. We need to get better from that aspect. And then on the offensive side, it's really just which one of these quarterbacks can step up. Obviously, offensive line depth is an issue. What are we going to do at right guard? And can we find somebody to fill all 5 spots that we feel good about? That's going to be something we look at as we go into OTAs and training camp and after the draft, right? Who do we pick up? But for the most part, I feel pretty good about the offensive line. Feel good about our receivers. I feel good about our running back room. Of course, tight end is a question mark right now. What are we going to do to get a star there? Can Jelani Woods stay healthy and become that guy? Who knows? But of course, as we sit here, man, none of the stuff on the offense, man, none of the stuff on the team really matters unless you have the quarterback that can help win you games. And at the end of the day, again, I hope that's Anthony, whether it's AR or whether it's DJ. As long as we win games, I'll be a happy man. I know that I'll be a happy Colts fan. It's been too long since we were a consistent winner, man. We even had a winning record, not this past season, but the year before with Gardner Minshew, right? And go 9-8, but doesn't feel good because you lose the last game and miss the playoffs. So just hoping we come back to prominence. Anthony's so young. That's what gives me hope, is that he's so young that he has plenty of time to be able to figure it out, man. Just pump the brakes. I have to tell myself to pump the brakes, and I'll reiterate that fact to Colts Nation, man. Just pump the brakes, man. It's been a long time for us. It's just pump the brakes on Anthony. Let's give him some time. Let's put some hope out there and hope that he comes through and continues to actually be able to get better now that he has a healthy offseason to really put the work in. So that's what we have going on here. I feel like there was something else real quick that I want to throw in here. No, never mind. Not really. It was just about Chris Ballard talking with Kay Adams and talking about Anthony Richardson having major upside and Colts really saying, pretty much everything you'd expect them to say about that situation and what's going on right now. So nothing surprising, but it is something that came up, is that they're going to be splitting reps to start OTAs, which I think didn't need to be said. I feel like everybody should just assume that, but if you didn't assume that, that's what's going to be going on. There is no this guy's first team, this guy's second team. These guys are going to be splitting reps throughout OTAs and going into training camp. So if anything else comes out about this situation, of course, I'll let you guys know. Of course, and we're going to have plenty of content throughout this offseason. Going to have plenty of draft content coming up. So, again, if you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you get notified anytime we drop any content on this channel. Of course, appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.